So my name is Cher, and this is,
Davey,
and we are Spooky Dooky.
are we?
Yes, that is our name.
Okay.
Yeah. So just some background on us. We have known each other since high school, and we like spooky stuff. But I get spooked, and
I don't.
he does not at all. He is a complete skeptic. So we decided that we wanted to create a podcast talking about, like haunted locations specifically in Wyoming. So,
Yeah, 'cause that's where we live.
yeah. So we started with the Plains Hotel
Here in Cheyenne, Wyoming.
in Cheyenne. And we stayed there last night.
And I didn't know anything about it going into it. Cher did all the research and knew all the stories. So we were just seeing what it was like as somebody who knew what the place was about and somebody who didn't. So,
Were you spooked?
no.
I was. I was definitely spooked. And we're going to have all of these montages that you're going to be able to see in today's episode of our stay there. I was spooked, but yeah, he was. So you think it's Dookie?
Yeah, I mean, ghosts don't exist. I'll say that right at the top here. And it was a really pretty place.
Mm-hmm.
I had fun, but no ghosts.
I don't know. I found some stuff, but we'll crack into that later. Yeah. All right. So we'll go into the history of the Plains Hotel. So first of all, Davey and I are from Cheyenne, and so we wanted to go to a place that's kind of local here, and we've both always wanted to stay there.
Yeah.
I have been to the Plains before, and you will get a story about that when I was a child. But let's travel back, to 1911, the beautiful times of the cattle barons and the railroad tycoons and the base people. They did not have any place for them to live.
Okay.
Or like people to visit. So there was no hotels. So they wanted Cheyenne to basically be as modern as they possibly could, and they meaning the prominent men in the town. They all met together to discuss doing the Plains Hotel during a industrial club meeting. I think that's like a fancy word for men's club. Y'all were
Probably
drinking some whiskey and talking about your wives and stuff.
I mean, I wasn't there.
Well, yeah, but you're a man.
That's true.
So that's our now Chamber of Commerce. I'm wondering if that's a similar vibe in today's society.
Probably.
To make decisions. So it was actually proposed by the president at the time of this gentleman's club named Thomas Henney, and he said, "You guys, we need a hotel. Like these digs ain't working that we got going on." So they decided that, yeah, they were gonna go ahead to do it. It was initially a joke, but the other men agreed. I don't know why you would joke about it. I don't know the conversation.
I don't know.
Maybe
they just didn't have the money for it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, and then in 1910, the Cheyenne Securities Company was organized to build the hotel. The architect was William Du Bois. He was the one who kind of designed it, and construction started in June of 1910, and it was completed March of 1911. It cost $250,000 at the time, so that's probably a lot in today's money.
In 1911.
In 1911, and this included furniture though in the total cost. So at the time, the hotel featured 3 elevators. We only had one when we went to visit, and it was creepy.
I mean, it was fine.
I thought it was creepy. So there was 3 elevators, 100 guest rooms, velvet carpets, private baths, and then a phone in each room, which was abnormal at the time, and I believe it was the first hotel to have a phone in each room, right?
In the country?
I think so.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's crazy if
I
it's
believe
true.
so.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Um, so the lobby has a, and it's still up. In the lobby had a mission art panel skylight,
Yeah.
and it's still there, and it is still extremely
It was
gorgeous.
really pretty.
Yeah. And then leather furniture, marble floors. Um, it definitely is not as pretty as it was.
It's interesting to me that there was only 100 rooms
Yeah.
because it's 5 floors and the floors are big.
hmm
I was fully expecting there to be like at least 50 rooms on the floor.
I think there's definitely more rooms now
Oh, okay.
than there was. And you have to think maybe some of the rooms were for servants, like
Sure.
servant quarters and things like that.
Could have been.
So I'm guessing that there was definitely servant quarters and maybe they built on like in the future
Yeah.
because there was more than 100 rooms.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like probably more than 50 rooms, would you say, on a floor?
I think about 50 would probably be accurate.
Because it was like the hallways just keep going.
Yeah, it was very big, very like lots of turns and hallways and things,
You
which
could
is cool.
easily get lost.
It's pretty cool.
Spooky. There is a staircase. It was scary. A staircase. There was a staircase leading from the lobby, and it was made of marble and steel, which I don't think that those staircases were marble and steel.
I mean, they probably had to replace the floor tiles at some point.
Yeah,
They would have gotten worn down and like scuffed and stuff.
skiffed,
Yeah,
skifted.
skiffed.
Um, that's a shame though, because that would be really
That would
pretty.
be really
And
cool.
I'm wondering, like, is the staircases that are there now, are they the same like layout, or do you think the staircase was in the middle going up?
They
You know
had
what I mean?
pictures
Yeah,
from the way back in the day, and it was pretty much the same.
yeah,
So
that's true.
I think it is, and they had the layouts too. I didn't really look very close at them.
hmm
They had the blueprints of the hotel like in the
Yeah,
lobby, which is cool.
yeah, we'll have to get those.
I should have looked at them closer.
Yeah, it's okay. There was a lot. There was so much to
There was a lot
honestly
to look
like
at.
look
It
at.
was very like completely decorated all around all throughout.
Yeah, and it was really hard to tell what was original to the hotel versus what was just brought in as decoration,
Yeah,
too. Like some of the stuff, I'm like, I don't understand how this is pertinent to this hotel.
but it was just historic stuff,
Yeah,
stuff that is relevant to the time period that it was built in.
yeah, that's true. Well, the mezzanine area,
Mm.
that was probably my favorite spot.
It's really cool.
I thought that was gorgeous. Like, um, as you can see in this video that we're gonna also have in addition, you can see like the whole lobby. It's completely gorgeous. It's considered the second level, but they would have an orchestra playing there for guests,
That's awesome.
which would be really cool. They
That
did
is
have
really
some
cool.
cool music like playing, but
Yeah.
it was definitely not an orchestra, and it was just a recording, but
Well, yeah. I mean, can't afford an orchestra anymore.
all night. I want it all night. I want someone sitting there
In a live orchestra all night,
all
playing
night.
all the time,
Yes,
100% of the
I think
time.
that would be a good time. So there has been some famous guests there, which we did see like a list of famous guests. Um, but like Ernest Hemingway stayed there, Charles Lindbergh, the Lindbergh baby. Have you ever heard of the Lindbergh baby?
I don't think so.
Sad. We'll have to talk about it later. It's not a good time for
Okay.
anybody. Let's just say his child was kidnapped and unalived.
That's unfortunate.
However, he was famous and he stayed there. Not
Oh,
maybe the child.
is
I
this the
don't
same
know.
guy?
Yeah, yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. Maybe don't quote me on it, but I think so.
I mean, I don't
Gotta
know.
fact check. Um, and then Emily Post stayed there. I don't really know who that is. Do you know who Emily Post is? Is that a writer?
I don't know. I
Uh,
have no idea.
okay. I'm the one who did the research.
Yeah,
Not
you
him.
should know. Not me.
I should have looked into this. Robert Kennedy. However, there has been conflicting information on which Kennedy has lived there.
Hmm,
I have had multiple accounts that say JFK has stayed there, and then Ted Kennedy, and now Robert Kennedy. Who stayed there? I don't know, but apparently it was a Kennedy.
Could have been all of them,
It could be all of them all at once.
or in various time periods.
Yeah, because it was like the main place to
Yeah,
stay in town.
yeah.
Um, Nellie Taylor Ross. Nellie Taylor Ross was Wyoming's first female governor slash I think the United States
Yeah, the first female
first
governor in the
female
entire
governor.
United
Yeah.
States.
So she actually used that space as her temporary governor's mansion, which I wonder why. I wonder if the governor's mansion was made at the time because I think she lived there. Like, why did we use this as the temporary?
She wasn't the only one to use it as the temporary governor's mansion. There was another person on the list that it said that he also used it as his temporary governor's mansion.
Huh.
So I think it's entirely possible that either the governor's mansion wasn't built yet or it like burned down or something.
Yeah, that I mean everything burned down in Cheyenne.
Yeah, at one point.
You guys do better. Um, right. So, well, I guess it says it now has 130 restored rooms.
Oh yeah.
Only 30 more.
So I mean, maybe they just like. Well, that's interesting. Because 130 divided by 5 is like 27
And
almost.
I would say there was
26.
more.
26.
Yeah, there was more rooms.
Yeah,
We did.
26 rooms on a floor. That seems very low. So then I don't know.
Yeah, we did not count.
It,
I am gonna
we should have.
one by one.
We have the videos.
Yeah, we do. If you guys want to count, you can count. I'm not counting. Yeah, so it now has 130 restored rooms. Restored being loose, a loose definition. I mean,
They were nice.
they were fine.
Yeah,
They were
they
okay.
looked nice, and they
Yeah,
obviously were restored.
yeah,
They obviously also don't have like the money to pay somebody to
yeah.
clean all the
It
rooms
would
very
be a
well.
lot.
So.
It would be a lot. I do remember reading that the biggest restoration was in the 1960s. Like there was a pretty big restoration at that point.
I could see that.
Um, which probably modernized it because I don't perceive. Well, maybe it said there was a lot of private bathrooms because most hotels back in the day you didn't have your own private bathroom. You had to like go out
Right.
for the bathroom. So maybe they just updated it with modern plumbing and
Electricity.
electricity and stuff. I mean, 1911 they would have had electricity. They had phones.
Right, but they would have had like old wiring that needed to be updated.
Danger.
Yeah.
I'm in danger. Yeah. Okay. So let's go into the ghosts. That's what
Okay.
we're here for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The spooky stuff.
So, all right. So we stayed in room 444, and that was called Rosie's room. However, there are accounts that say Rosie's room was actually 226.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
So the story about Rosie, he already kind of heard it because the
The front
check-in,
desk guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
the front desk guy, he did give us like some kind of like idea of what we were getting into. I think he was skeptical because we were like, oh, like anything spooky happen? He's like, well, this place is old. Like,
Well, I
yes,
mean, he's got to cover his bases. He
yeah,
can't be telling everybody that it's haunted, but he also can't be saying that it's not.
yeah, because the room specifically was advertised as
Yeah,
haunted.
as a ghost room.
Anyway, so my accounts has actually said room 226 for
Mm,
Rosie. So basically, Rosie and her husband were a bride and groom on honeymoon. I don't know why every place has to have a haunted like bride story, but it does. Apparently, it does. There was a wedding dress in our room,
true.
which the guy warned us about, which I was happy because I would have been like, why, why?
It's not necessarily her wedding dress. It's
No,
just
no.
a dress.
And it was a very you'll see picture
Yeah.
here right there. So it was a modern wedding dress. It was not her wedding dress. But anyway, so bride and groom, Rosie, and we don't really know the name of the husband. He was a jerk anyway. You'll hear about that. He doesn't need a name. Um, they were staying there. The groom went downstairs to have a drink, and smoke some cigars, as you do. This was like the 1920s, so it was pretty popular at the time for like a gentleman's area and then a female parlor and things like that. Well, it took him a while to come back, and Rosie was sitting. She's like, "Where is this guy? It is our honeymoon. Where's my man?" So she went out to go and find him, and then went on the mezzanine area, which you'll see these pictures here in the videos of the mezzanine and stuff. She went out, she looked over, and she saw her man talking. I don't like how they call this lady. She's a lady of the night.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't like another way of saying it. Like
Mm,
she's a professional working girl.
sure. Yeah.
Like let's not be rude. She's working. Um
The oldest profession.
yeah, there you go. And she was chatting up her husband, and Rosie was like, "Okay. Like what's this guy doing?" So she watches him, her husband, and the lady of the night go up to her room, which they say is room 444.
Mm.
So it was the lady of the night's room,
Oh, okay.
not
Not
Rosie's
Rosie's room.
room. Um,
That means there's two ghosts in it, except for one.
yes, but we did do EMF, and I asked if it was Rosie, and it blinked for Rosie. But what if I was talking to the lady of the night and I'm talking to Rosie? I feel bad. I do feel kind of bad because Rosie goes up and shoots them both. The lady of the night's a working woman. She's just working.
Yeah, I mean, she probably didn't deserve to die for it.
She didn't know.
Like yeah, obviously he probably didn't tell her that he was on his honeymoon.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
also like what the heck? You're on a honeymoon?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Anywho, so I feel bad that I'm like, oh, is this Rosie? And it could have totally been this working girl.
Well, I mean, it could have also been nothing at
Yeah,
all. You
maybe. I don't know.
know.
Okay, so she shot them both with the groom's gun, and then in room 444. And then she went to the honeymoon suite, which was room 226, and then shot herself. The account of the hotel is that she was in room 444 and shot herself. They even said if you look at this one window, which we did, and we have photos and videos of it, you can see two like bullet holes in the window, which very well could. They say that it was Rosie killing herself, or it could have been the two bullet holes that killed the lady and the husband, or it's an old building.
Well, yeah. The front desk person didn't actually say they were bullet holes. He said that there was something in the window that we should look at.
It looked like bullet
Yeah,
holes.
they
So
were circular cracks in the window.
yeah, and Cheyenne at the time lawless, so it really could have been bullet holes at one point, but we don't know. We don't know. So basically, they say that there's three ghosts that have been seen by staff and guests, one being Rosie, one being the lady of the night, and one being the groom. And they say that you can hear laughing and crying from the honeymoon suite. And they also say that Rosie can be seen in a blue dress walking the halls of the hotel and looking down the mezzanine as well.
Mm.
They also say that the lady of the night can be seen on the second floor in a short red dress with white lace.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
like that woman that I saw.
you saw a woman?
No, I didn't.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I would have lost it. I was with you the whole time, and I'm just like, you saw someone.
The woman in red dress with white lace.
And then the groom can be seen wearing a black coat and white shirt on the fourth floor and in the basement. We
Mm.
didn't get to see the basement.
We did not get to see the basement, which is it's not open to the public. So
Yeah, we couldn't go and see it. If you see this video, don't go try to see the basement unless you have permission to see
yeah,
the basement. So,
um,
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
So okay, so it's yeah, because I was under the impression that we were staying in the room that Rosie shot herself in,
Me too. Yeah.
but it wasn't.
It was not, and they
Interesting.
advertised it as Rosie's room,
Yeah.
but it was not.
Hmm.
And I can say I have multiple sources that I have read. Obviously, they're not peer reviewed and
I know.
proven sources, but they all say the second floor
Sure.
for Rosie. Um,
Interesting.
Yeah, and then the fourth floor for the Lady of the Night, which I kind of wonder why is the Lady of the Night seen on the second floor when she was shot on the fourth floor? Maybe there's just a whole bunch of confusion.
Well, you know, I don't know. That's a good
And
question.
you say they're not there at all.
I didn't see any.
Yeah. I mean, I thought I saw an orb on the second floor.
Uh, sure. I mean, there's something in your video for sure. Don't know what it is.
He thinks it's dust.
Could be dust.
It could be dust. It
It
was
was
pretty
not.
dusty. It was pretty
Yeah, it
dank.
was not like the cleanest place
No,
I've ever been.
it's just old. It is
It
old.
is very old.
All right. So, all right. So then there are more ghosts as well
Mhm.
because this place is old. And that was probably like I would say the most notable. I don't want to say the most notable because there's another one that is actually pretty notable. I'll
Okay.
get into.
Hmm.
But your classic children and cowboys. So back in the day, cowboys would actually ride their horses in the lobby. And I think that they still do it for Frontier Days. So Cheyenne Frontier Days is the largest outdoor rodeo in the world, right?
Yeah.
And we have it every year. It's a huge thing. Everybody comes down from all over the world to see it. And I think just as part of a spectacle,
Yeah.
yeah, those
Yeah.
words,
Yeah.
words. Someone will still ride their horse into the lobby.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So we did see though, I know in the elevator door that the elevator was so tiny because they didn't want horses snuck
Into rooms.
into rooms.
Yeah, because it was expensive to keep your horse at the stables at the time. So
Mhm. So they would try to sneak them. I think that it was also just that there's small elevators. You really didn't have big elevators back in that time.
yeah, I have no idea. For
Yeah,
all
but it
all
makes
we know,
sense.
the elevators were all that size.
Yeah. So, children can be seen running around. Um, one story. So we went with our significant others to this hotel, and you'll see them in footage and stuff. My husband was super worried about waking up and seeing a cowboy sitting at the end of the bed because that is another sighting that could
Mm.
be seen. I would have lost it,
In room 444 or just
like
in
in
general?
in general.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's no like specific rooms. I think they did say like the fourth floor specifically, which I'm very curious. Why is it the fourth floor?
Do we know who the cowboy is?
No, mm-mm.
Interesting.
No. Maybe it's the groom.
I guess it could be. For all we know.
It could be the groom. Yeah. And then there is also another ghost. Like I said, a ghost on the fourth floor. They say that that person was pushed or fell out of a fourth floor window. They say that in 444, often things are moved around. You can smell cigars, self locking doors, things like that. Nothing of ours moved.
Mm-mm.
Um, I felt like I smelled something off, but it really just, it's old,
Yeah.
and we had a window AC unit,
Yeah.
and we're downtown Cheyenne. It stinks.
Well, and the window AC units are dusty,
Yeah.
right?
So I will give you that. That is one. And then they say in room 426, strange noises are in the closet, which I can't handle that.
Strange
If
noises in the
strange
closet.
noises, that closet was creepy. And if like things would have happened in that closet, I was out.
That would
I
have been
was
scary.
like, I was done. Uh, but not in our room,
Yeah.
426.
426.
We're good. They do say that again, the fourth floor. A boy fell down a dumbwaiter on the fourth floor.
Oh wow.
And they say that he can be seen wandering the halls. But another story, though, says that a plumber took his son to work
Mm,
in the basement and a pipe came down and hit the boy, killing him.
wow.
Could have been both, honestly.
Uh, I mean, if we're being honest, boys probably fell down the dumbwaiter a lot.
No, that's what I'm
But if
saying.
they were
Yeah.
from the fourth floor, then they might have actually been high enough to die,
Oh, yeah,
as
we were
opposed to
pretty
like the
high up
third
there.
floor
Yeah,
or like
like
the second floor.
if maybe that's why the windows are because it was hot.
It was
You could not open the windows. But I didn't see any dumbwaiters on the fourth floor. We saw a dumbwaiter on the
on the
second
second floor.
floor.
Yeah,
So maybe they boarded up the dumbwaiters, or maybe we didn't look far enough because everything just looked the same.
they could be in storage rooms or something too.
Yeah, for sure. Um, so they say that that little boy can be seen in the basement and lobby, especially next to the piano. They do say that the piano often plays on its own, which
Mm.
there was two pianos. Which one? I don't know. That could have been playing on its own, or both, which could very well happen potentially. Maybe
I don't know.
I don't know. If I would have seen a little boy though, I
Playing
would
the
have
piano.
nah. I'm out. I'm out. Ghost children are terrifying.
What if he was like really cute
No,
and good at the piano? What if he
no.
was like a
Would you
prodigy,
have been like, "Oh,
child
this is
prodigy
cool.
ghost?
Get it, kid"?
I would have been like, that's awesome.
No. I don't think you would
That's the
have felt
coolest thing I've
that.
ever
I
seen in my
don't think
life.
you would have felt that. So staff have yelled at a boy for making too much noise, but then he disappears
Mm,
like
just like
that. Okay, so another notable ghost that has a name, and I'm saying notable because they have a name.
that's. I feel like that's important
Yeah,
because if the ghost doesn't have a name, then like it could be anybody.
it could. And I feel like often, I think we're going to find. So basically, Davey and I plan on, like I said, exploring places in Wyoming. And I think we're going to find a theme. I think we're going to find brides scorned.
Mm,
I think we're going to find little children. And I think we're
mhm.
going to find cowboys.
Yeah, I mean that's Wild West.
Yeah. So the fact that there is a name, I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So her name was Fern Baylock. She died from falling from the fifth floor. So we moved up.
Yeah.
Good news to
The
everybody.
floor was existed at the time.
Yes, and it was I didn't like the fifth floor. I didn't like the vibes of the fifth floor. It felt very oppressive. But the problem is there's like no windows and it's such a skinny hallway. So like I don't know, my mind could have been playing tricks on me. He's going to say that it is. But I definitely felt like it was oppressive.
The fifth floor was definitely darker than the other floors. I would agree with you on that. I don't know
Mhm.
why. It's entirely possible that like the ceiling was lower or something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not supernatural. It's just the fifth floor is different.
I don't know. So basically, back to Fern. She apparently died on the fifth floor in 1924.
Okay.
So apparently drugs were popular at the plains
They still are.
at the time. Yeah, I would agree there. I would agree there. So they do offer it for like long term stays and long term tenants and stuff, and things happen. But yeah, back at the plains, people partied. They partied hard. Um, so they suspect that Fern was hallucinating.
Mm.
She was having a good time because she was under the influence of, and I might not say this right, Vernonol. Have you ever heard of Vernonol or whatever?
I have not.
So it was a sedative that was popular in pharmacies. It was probably one of those things where they're like, "Here's some cocaine.
Yeah, it could have been.
It's good for
Yeah,
you. It's fine."
they were just giving it out back in the day.
Yeah. She was sitting in a window of room 530. Um, and then passerbys down on the street, which we had a beautiful view,
Sure.
were saw her hanging from the window, like just like hanging
Oh, from like her
from the
fingers.
window.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
from her fingers, which is really creepy. And then drops. She just
Damn.
down, down, down she went, unfortunately. Um, and obviously she passed away. She
Yeah.
yeah, she's gone. So they say that she was a former Denver model and
Mm.
that she was married to a Casper oil man
Mm.
who she divorced 5 months earlier on grounds of cruelty.
Mm.
Which back in the day you didn't divorce.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty notable.
yeah,
I guess she was rich.
I mean, was she rich? I
Yeah,
don't
she
know.
was a model.
Yeah, that's true. So she was staying at the plains, actually waiting for a civil lawsuit for oil land
Mm.
at the time of death.
Oh, interesting.
So that's a little
So maybe
suspicious.
she was killed.
So basically, the coroner wanted further investigation,
Yeah, absolutely.
but a jury decided it was not murder.
Hmm.
Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
I
Now
have speculations.
I'm getting upset about a 200 or not 200, 100-year-old case.
Uh huh. Uh huh. But he was a rich Casper oil man, and she was from Denver. So they could have been like, "We're not, we're not looking into this."
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
You don't know.
I guess we'll never know now.
Yeah.
It's too late.
So Fern's attorney believed it was murder.
Probably was.
Like, in the coroner
Yeah.
was like, "Hey,
It's like we need to look for because if she was hallucinating on some kind of drug as well,
mm-hmm,
she could have been dosed.
yep, yeah,
Uh,
totally." So the biggest reason that the jury believed that it was not murder is there was a farewell letter.
Hmm.
It could have totally been written.
It could have been. Well, especially because they're saying that she was high on drugs
Hmm.
and that she committed suicide at the
Yep.
same time.
And she was hallucinating.
Those two things feel like they are incongruous.
Uh huh. Yeah, because it's plain. They were like, "Oh, it was an accident," but it wasn't an accident.
But it
But it was.
but it was, and yeah,
Yeah.
I don't. I think the letter was probably planted as well.
Yeah. That is interesting. So flash forward 80 years later, 911 was called continually
Mm,
from that room despite the phone being taken out of the room.
interesting.
Like they took the phone out and they were like, "We ain't dealing with it," and they still got called.
How was that possible?
I don't know. That's spooky. That is spooky.
That is.
Exactly.
That's weird.
Yeah. It's kind of like, so while we were at the plains, we watched a scary movie.
Yeah.
What movie was it?
1408.
1408.
Yeah.
Wild movie, John Cusack, based on a Stephen King novel. Vibe for a scary, spooky hotel. But weird things happened in that room too.
Yeah. Uh,
We
I
can't
mean,
connect it.
yeah. We didn't have any experiences,
No,
so
no, there's no connections. But it just made me think of that because,
yeah.
the phone calls.
Yeah.
So kind of wild. Yeah. So let's go to the basement.
Mm.
We kind of have addressed not every level. Like the third level, is that just not the haunted level?
No ghosts on the third
Like
floor.
everybody's like, I'm not doing it.
I'm gonna stay on the third floor.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the second, fourth, and fifth. Third floor, nah,
Just chilling.
I ain't doing it. I don't know what that's about. But the basement, ghosts have been seen in the basement. There apparently was a barber shop down there,
Oh,
which is kind of
interesting.
cool.
That is cool.
So they say that they have this old barbershop chair that's down there.
Nice.
And staff members have left cigarettes, cards, lighter, and coins. Um, and they keep it next to the barber chair because if they remove it, it'll just reappear.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Where does it come from?
Well, ghosts.
But I mean, like these are physical objects,
Yeah.
so then they have to come from somewhere.
Well, I think they left it for him.
But if they take it away,
It goes back.
another one appears, or
Yeah.
the one that they took just goes there.
I think the one. I don't know.
Well,
I mean, it was
so
vague.
this
It
is
was
an important
vague.
distinction.
It was
Is it a
vague.
new coin? Is this an infinite money glitch in real
That would
life?
be kind of amazing. You could just keep taking
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That would be nice. I feel like it's the same.
The same. So if you take a coin from there, it disappears from your pocket, reappears back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Too bad we couldn't test it.
Yeah, I mean.
I don't want to go in there. I didn't want to go in there. Basements are creepy anyway.
I also
so.
didn't want to go down there, but for a different reason, which is that I didn't want to bother the front desk guy.
Yes,
Make him
absolutely.
take us down there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But often you smell cigarettes down there. They're unsure who the ghost is. But they did say that they thought one of the ghosts who was down there was the groom. And then they said a child. They got a lot. They got a lot going on. And then, oh my goodness, this would be so scary. So they said that staff have seen an old woman sewing in a chair down there, and that when they were like, "Hey, you can't do this, ma'am," um, she just kind of looked at them and then kept doing it, and then they were like, "Okay," and then walked away, and then she disappeared.
Hmm.
So why are you down there, ma'am?
That is interesting.
Ugh. And then the last story that I have, it was in the women's bathroom, which I did go into.
Mm-hmm.
Not alone. I was scared, so I brought his wife with me. And they say that they were like closing up for the night, or I don't know, something like that. Which I think it's also kind of weird because it's open 24/7. But they saw feet in the women's bathroom, like ladies' like feet. And they were knocking on the door, and I think they were like, "Ma'am, we're closing up," which I don't know why you would close up again, like in a hotel.
I guess it wasn't 24 hours at one point.
Yeah, maybe not. And they said that they knocked, the stall open, no one was there.
Hmm.
Also, why are you opening the stall door?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you knock and nobody answers to you,
Yeah,
at some point you just kind of have to.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you
But
can't
what
just
if
leave
it's?
her in there.
I guess it wasn't locked. It
Maybe
opened,
she's
but
unconscious.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. So I was spooked the whole time. Obviously,
Yeah.
you will see a picture of me with my whole getup where I had a mask and earplugs, and I was like, I'm not dealing with this. I do think that I saw um an orb. I believe I have a video of an orb.
Hmm.
I was looking in a curio cabinet and noticed like women's suffragette on it, and you'll see that an orb goes from the left side over to the right side. And then I sigh and go, that was weird. Because it was weird. And I tried to recreate it and I could not recreate it. And then this morning, because we were too scared, when I say we, me, was
Yeah.
too scared to do the EMF detector, which detects electromagnetic fields. Um, and it's often used for ghost hunting. I had that set up, and then Davey, me, and his wife were asking questions. And you'll see that we got responses of, "Is this Rosie? Please make it, light up," and then it would light up. Can you do it again while I'm recording? Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Is this Rosie? Touch the device.
Thank you.
Rosie, were you here last night? Touch the device. Were you in the hall last night? Touch the device. Is this Rosie? Touch the device. Thank you, Rosie. Then we try to ask like about the husband or things like that, and it wouldn't light up, but every time I did say Rosie, it did.
But that wasn't Rosie in that room, apparently.
Yeah, so maybe she was mad that I was, but I said, is anybody other than Rosie here? And it did not light up. Yeah. So that was something. And then I went around though, because it can be impacted by electrical units. I did go around and I checked, and
Yeah.
it was
You were
not
checking
going
everything.
off. And then were you there, or was Taryn, his wife, with me when my phone glitched and I couldn't record?
I was there. I saw that. Yeah.
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 My screen was black. And then we looked at it and into the videos, and it was recording the whole time. But you can see in the video my screen was completely black.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it has to do with the storage issue. It could.
It's a storage problem.
It's a storage problem.
So obviously, I don't think that I saw anything supernatural,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to kind of explain to you my sort of philosophy around these kinds of things,
Mm-hmm.
which is that the ghost has to be a person with a name that you can look up, right? A person from history who existed and who has historical records of their existence. If the ghost doesn't have a name, if they're just like a boy or like a cowboy, probably not real, right? Probably just somebody is making something up.
But they had a name at one point, maybe.
But we can't prove it.
Yeah.
So how do we know that they weren't just made up? That's the thing.
That's why I said I do think it's going to be a trend.
Yeah, I agree. And so I like that we have like 4 ghosts from here that have names. And I don't know as to whether or not they can be looked up, because names can also be made up. And sometimes names are like pet names.
Yeah, like Rosie.
Yeah,
Like
they will give them a name because they didn't have a name before, because they think it's more fun that way.
Mm-hmm.
But having a name is like an important step towards me believing that it's at the very least a real story, not a real ghost, but a real historical account of somebody who was once in this hotel and may have actually died there.
Yeah, or maybe it's like past energies that could be there. No.
Listen, like, if the person didn't die in the hotel, then why are they haunting?
Well, I mean, not necessarily. Have you ever heard of residual hauntings
Well, yeah, of
versus like
course.
intelligent? Like more of you left like an energy. Like you're not necessarily haunting it, but it could just be like a time loop. Like maybe they think we're the ghosts. That would be wild. We're scaring them. They're like, what is this?
Maybe,
Yeah,
for all we know. um, yeah, I had a good time.
It was a good time.
Very pretty hotel. It was sad to see it in such a kind of dilapidated state now in the late 2025. But
Mhm.
I think that it at one point was probably a really amazing place to be,
Mhm.
and I wish that I could see it when it was beautiful and full of people.
Yeah, that was definitely probably the biggest bummer
Yeah.
was seeing the like conditions. But go stay there. I know that we'll probably just have our friends listening to this, but go stay there if you are not someone who knows
Go
us.
stay at the Plains Hotel.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool,
It is
actually.
cool. And you're in downtown Cheyenne. The view from our room was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Like
Come during the summer.
the more people who stay there and give them funding, the more availability that they will be able to like
Yeah.
fix it.
If you live in Cheyenne and you have a business that needs a event space, they have event spaces.
They do. Pretty large event spaces. One is filled with mattresses.
That's good. That means that they just got new mattresses.
Yeah. But it was weird.
I mean, where else are we gonna put them?
That's a good point. That is a good point. How? Oh, you had a dream.
I did have a dream, and I don't know if this is connected in any way, but
We did watch a scary movie.
well, we did also watch. I had a dream of a woman kind of floating near the top corner of the room that I was in. The room that I was in the dream was not the room that I was sleeping in. And she just floated towards me,
Mhm.
kind of gesturing with a finger. Um, but it wasn't. She was obviously like spooky, right? Like not
Mhm.
a real person. Like her eyes were bugging out, and her face was all like elongated and stretched.
I don't like that.
And so it wasn't a real person that I was seeing.
Mhm.
It was it was what my brain thinks that a ghost looks like, right? Um, and so and I'm, like I said, I wasn't in the bedroom that we were in,
Mhm.
but I don't think it's related. I just had a spooky dream, which happens to everybody sometimes.
Yeah, just ironic.
I mean, it is ironic. It is kind of ironic that we went into this. I was like, nothing's gonna happen. It's gonna be fine.
Mhm.
And then I had a weird dream, but you it
Mhm.
happens.
What did you feel about like the EMF and the?
I'm not sure that I believe in EMF
Mhm.
personally. I watch ghost hunting shows. I love that
Mhm.
shit. I think it's so fun. And they always pull them out. They always use them. Some people seem to think that they are credible, and maybe they are. I don't really know that much about it
Mhm.
personally. Um, so who knows? But I think that in today's day and age, so much electricity everywhere all the time.
That was a good point.
There's just no way to tell. It's impossible to know.
Maybe or maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah,
I
that was spooky.
I will say that I would like to see a ghost at some point.
Mhm.
I think that would be awesome because I love ghosts. I think they're fun. That's why we're doing this podcast, even though I don't believe in them, because I think that they're fun and interesting, and I would love to see one. Which is exactly why I'm not going to see one because they know that I want it too much. But
They know I'm scared.
yeah,
I'm very scared. I
but
was so scared. I got nightmares even researching this. Hmm.
well, next time I'll do the research.
Yeah, it's his turn.
Yeah, it's my
It's turn. We already have like a good plan on what we want to do. Not all of our episodes are going to be where we stay the night or anything, but we're hoping we can get this up and going. At the very least, it's just going to be fun
Yeah, we're gonna have fun with it.
traveling.
We're gonna go places, stay in really cool old hotels, and
Yeah,
talk about ghosts.
get spooked.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be so spooked. So was it spooky or dooky?
I mean, I think it was Dookie.
I think it was spooky. I do want to say I was less scared than I thought.
Yeah,
So I expected a whole like Casper the Ghost, like I'm getting shook in my bed, like all of these things. I might have put too much high expectations on it. Not saying the next location won't be like that. But
Was this your first time staying in a haunted place?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, that I knew about was haunted because I have stories.
Sure.
I have stories
Yeah.
and places around Cheyenne. I've had
guess
stories, but
I didn't realize that you had never stayed at a haunted location
not
before. So you
intentionally.
had no idea what it was going to be like.
No, not intentionally. I would
Interesting.
never. Okay, we're doing it. We are doing it now. But in the past, I never would have intentionally stayed in a
At a
haunted
haunted location.
location.
Interesting, because I have stayed at some places that are supposedly haunted on purpose,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much what it's like. No bed shaking, no weird noises at night. It's just kind of a hotel.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to say one thing. Remember how I said I had a story about uh there's a weird phone booth on the second floor?
Yeah,
So when I was a kid, I had a cousin who was staying there
at the plains.
at the Plains.
Mm.
He said that he thought it was the nicest hotel in Cheyenne. He'd never been to Cheyenne, and I'm like, dude, we got other options here.
I mean,
But
if he was a kid, I could.
he was
I
not a kid.
understand
It was
that.
like a second cousin, like my dad's cousin. And so like an adult dude. But anyway, him and his wife were staying there, and so my brothers and I were running around as you do. But I do remember initially when I walked in, holding my mom's hand, and I was like, I think this place is haunted. And my mom was like, no, no, it's not. No.
Well, yeah, I'm sure that you saw that it was very old and had been restored, and you were probably like, "This looks exactly like every haunted house I've ever seen in a
It could
movie
be.
or whatever."
It could be.
You know?
But so my brothers and I were running around the floors, and we were on the second floor. Weirdly, I don't remember like anything. It obviously looked a lot bigger when I was a
Yeah.
kid, but I don't remember the hallways looking like that. So I don't know.
Mm.
But I do remember I was in the phone booth, and my brothers were like, "Hey, Cher, go in the phone booth." Of course. So we go in there, and they weren't close to the phone booth, anywhere to like rattle the door. I couldn't get out.
Mm.
It was shut. Like I could not get out. So like I was playing in the phone booth. I heard a loud boom like on the glass. My brothers were not close, like, and then I couldn't get out because I was like trying to scramble.
Mm.
And then I look and I'm like, hey guys, why did you do that? And they're like, what are you talking about? Okay, you make me think like it could have been my brothers. Like it could have been, but I think it was pretty spooky.
Mm. Yeah. How old were you?
Probably like 8 or 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Pretty good memory.
Yeah, right. And then traumatic. It was a
It's a scary
traumatic.
experience.
It was a
Of
core
course I
memory
remember it, yeah.
that I talk about in therapy.
Mm.
Just kidding, I don't. But yeah. So then I went home, and this was the time of really bad Google. Like, the web pages had like blinking like lights
Oh yeah,
and
they were
like
chartreuse.
yeah, horrible things.
Yeah.
And I was like, is the Plains Hotel haunted? It was obviously
Yeah.
haunted. And like I talked to my mom yesterday, and I was like, you didn't tell me it was haunted. And she's like, oh no, I thought it was haunted. I
Yeah,
just
but
didn't want to
she's
tell
not telling you that.
Yeah.
You're 8 years old.
Yeah, she's like, I just didn't want to tell you because I know that you would have never lived it down and
Yeah.
like all this
You
stuff.
would have gone hidden in the car the rest of the day.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Back in the day, the restaurant did work.
Yeah,
So,
I think I went to the restaurant once when
yeah.
I was a kid, but I never stayed at the hotel or anything.
Yeah. But anyway, we can end with that. Do you have any comments?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we are Spooky Dooky.
We might come up with a better name.
No,
We'll
we
see.
are Spooky Dooky. My name is Cher,
I'm Davey.
and thank you guys for watching.